Chapter 7, Section 4 is Multiplication Properties of Exponents. We talked about addition, how when you're multiplying two exponents with the same base, we actually add. Now we're talking about actually multiplying these things together, raising a power to a power. Okay, so if I start out with, we'll look at this one, 5 to the fourth, all raised to the second, I'm really just multiplying those two exponents together. Okay, the reason that this works, if I have 5 to the fourth to the third, okay, so 5 to the fourth, this whole thing actually means 5 to the fourth times 5 to the fourth times 5 to the fourth power. Okay, and then each one of these 5 to the fourths is 4 5s. Okay, and then if I look at all these, I have 4, 8, 12. Right, so 5 to the fourth to the third power means that I actually have 12 5s, so 5 to the 12th, which is the same as multiplying 4 times 3. Okay, so when you were multiplying two numbers that had the same base, you added the exponents. But now that you're raising a power to another power, you multiply those exponents. All right, so we're just going to give it a shot here. Letter A says p to the fifth, all to the fourth, means I'm going to take the p and I'm going to multiply 5 times 4, which gives me p to the 20th. Letter B, p to the fourth raised to the fifth, means p to the 4 times 5 power, which is still p to the 20th. And then this last one, this is p to the negative 5 times 4, so we have p to the negative 20th, which is 1 over p to the 20th, remembering that we can't leave a simplified form with a negative exponent. All right, now we're going to try simplifying some of these expressions that have them. First thing that I need to do is multiply the exponents if I have power to power. Okay, so sort of like our order of operations, if I need to multiply anywhere, that's what I'm going to do first. Then I'm down to just multiplying two powers with the same base, so I get to add those exponents. And then I'm going to simplify it all the way. Since I ended with a negative exponent, I need to flip it so that that y to the 7th is on the bottom. All right, let's give that a shot. Letter A here says x to the second times x to the 6th, also raised to the negative 4th. So the first thing I'm going to do is these powers to powers right here. I'm going to leave the x to the second, but now I have x to the 6 times negative 4, so the negative 24th power. Okay, now that I'm just multiplying these two powers that have the same base, I get to add these two exponents. So a 2 plus a negative 24 leaves me with x to the negative 22nd. And because this is a negative exponent and I'm trying to simplify, I need to move that down to the bottom so that I no longer have a negative exponent. Final answer is 1 over x to the 22nd. Okay, letter B, we're going to start with the powers to powers again. So I leave my w to the negative 2, and then I multiply 7 times 3 to get w to the 21st power. Now I can add these two exponents to get w to the 19th power. And because that's positive, I get to leave it exactly how it is. Okay, letter C, they just changed the order that they're written in, but we still have a powers to powers that we need to take care of first. Negative 5 times negative 2 gives us r to the 10th power and r to the 3rd. Now I get to add those exponents for r to the 13th. Okay, raising a product to a power. So this time I don't just have a letter on the inside. I have a number and a letter, so a coefficient and a variable, all raised to an exponent. And I know that that exponent goes with both of them because they are in parentheses. Okay, if that is the case, that means I need to share that exponent with everything on the inside. So 3 x on the inside with an exponent of 4 means that this exponent of 4 goes with the 3 and with the x. So it'll be 3 to the 4th times x to the 4th. Then I can keep simplifying by figuring out that 3 to the 4th is actually 81, and then we still have x to the 4th. And that's as simple as we can get it. Okay, simplifying. So these are all the things that we've done together, only used in an actual practical situation. So they're asking us to find the area of the square, remembering that area is just length times width, or this side to the second power, since it's just times itself. So we have 5x to the third all to the second. Okay, so remember that everything inside the parentheses gets to share this exponent on the outside of the parentheses. So that will give us 5 to the second power and x to the third power to the second power. Okay, then following our order of operations, we're going to do powers to powers first. So we're still going to have 5 to the second, and now it's going to be 3 times 2, so x to the 6th, and 5 to the second power is 25. So 25x to the 6th will be your simplified area for this triangle. I'm sorry, square. Okay, same thing here, only this time they're giving us 4x to the 5th. So we need 4x to the 5th times itself, so to the second power. I'm going to share that second power, so I will have 4 to the second power times x to the 5th to the second. Powers to powers goes first, so I'll have 4 to the second power times x to the 10th power, since 5 times 2 is 10, and then simplify 16x to the 10th, which happens to be letter C. All right, this is a great place, last slide for today, for you to pause the screen, see if you can answer these 6 questions, and then come back to check your answers. All right, welcome back. Check to just make sure that you have the same answers that I do, and then we are done for part 1, and you can come back for part 2 when you're ready.